As you develop parasocial relationships with people online, what's next? Secular social media influencers seek to monetize these relationships, but as a pastor, you have a different motivation. What does it mean to be a social media influencer for Christ? In this episode, I'll share an approach to harvesting these parasocial relationships, not for financial gain, but to grow the kingdom of God. Hi, I'm Larry Witzel, and this is Ministry Insights from SermonView. Hey, thanks for checking out this podcast. If you like what you hear, please subscribe and share it with 3 of your ministry colleagues. We really appreciate your support as we work to grow the podcast. Over the last 3 episodes, we've been exploring the digital transformation of church, the phenomenon of parasocial relationships, and how to cultivate these parasocial bonds with your online followers. But as an evangelistic-minded pastor, parasocial relationships are not your ultimate goal. You want to use your influence to make an impact in the lives of your followers and grow the kingdom of God. Now, secular social media influencers do some specific things to foster parasocial bonds in their followers, which we talked about in the last episode. Then they monetize these relationships through advertising, sponsorships, merch sales, or just straight up asking for donations through sites like Patreon. They sell their influence to make money. Now, I'm not saying that there's anything inherently wrong with that. People need to earn a living. But as a pastor, you have a higher purpose for your online presence. So let's talk about how you can harvest your parasocial relationships for evangelistic purposes. Specifically, let's talk about what marketing professionals have labeled the call to action, or CTA. When you're putting out a marketing message, what is it that you want people to do? You need to decide what is the one action that you want people to take, and then clearly call them to take that action. That's the call to action. Now, not every social media video needs to have a call to action. One study found that a call to action slightly decreases the credibility of a social media influencer, particularly if it comes across as a commercial message. But if your content is valuable, meeting the felt needs of people in your community, inviting people to take a next step will feel natural. So as much as possible, I think you should include some type of call to action in every video, even if it's brief. In my PhD research, I identified 5 broad types of calls to action found in short-form social media content. The first are social media related, inviting people to subscribe or follow or share or like or comment. Several studies have found that the parasocial relationship is actually strengthened when someone engages in this way with your content. So in a sense, this is actually a call to action that cultivates parasocial relationships. So I wouldn't be afraid to invite people to engage with the content in some way. Now, don't do all of them, especially in a short video. That just gets in the way. I would ask for something, though, in each video. Please subscribe for more videos. If this spoke to you, hit the thumbs up. Send this to someone who needs to be encouraged today. One pastor I studied always ended his videos asking the viewer to post a specific comment. He would say something like, "If you're ready to see God do something big in your life, type, 'I'm ready.'" So in every video, invite people to engage with the content in some way, inviting people to subscribe or follow or share or comment or like your content. The second type of call to action is a product promotion. Buy this product, subscribe to this service. Generally speaking, as a pastor, I would mostly stay away from this type of call to action. But there may be cases where it's appropriate. Like if you think that there's a book that people should read, you can invite people to read it. The third type of call to action is spiritual growth, where you ask someone to make a decision to do something specific to grow spiritually. For example, you could end a video with something like this. Ask God who you should pray for, and then for the next 7 days, pray for that person every day. This is also about inviting people to change their mindset. One pastor influencer in my study ended a video with this. Invite God to do something through you. Say, "God, I'm excited for what you're going to do through me. Prepare me for more." So those are examples of the spiritual growth calls to action. Fourth, you can invite people to request some tool for spiritual growth, like a Bible study or a prayer guide or some other free resource to help them on their spiritual journey. You could invite people to join an email list with daily growth tip or a daily prayer. This should be something free, and you can send people to a web form to request it. In some social media platforms, you could ask them to make a specific comment on the video. For example, if you want to join my personal prayer list, type the word pray in the comments. And then finally, the fifth type of call to action is an invitation to an in-person event. This weekend, we have a special service. Please join us. Or we're beginning a Bible study series next week, and we'd love to see you there. Reserve your seat at such and such a website. This is where the power of the parasocial relationship really kicks in. If someone has developed a parasocial bond with you, they feel like they know you. They think of you as a friend. So in your video, say, "I'd love to meet you." That will feel like a genuine personal invitation because they already have that parasocial relationship with you. So don't be afraid to invoke that. Please come to the Bible study series starting next week. I'd love to get to know you and hear your story. Once you've cultivated parasocial relationships with your followers, you can use that influence to encourage them to take a step closer to Jesus. Your ultimate goal is not to build parasocial relationships. It's to make a fully devoted disciple who makes other disciples. And drawing them into in-person community is an important part of that. So determine some steps toward that in-person encounter. And then with each video, call people to take one of those steps. It could be making a decision to change their mindset, or to begin some spiritual discipline. It could be inviting them to request a spiritual growth tool like a Bible study or a prayer guide. And it could be a direct invitation to an in-person event. Then in each video, call them to take one of those steps. That's how to leverage the power of parasocial relationships to become an online influencer for Jesus. If you'd like help getting started with video for social media, SermonView offers a 6-week boot camp. You'll work with a coach who provides personalized feedback in a weekly meeting. You'll learn tricks to recording professional quality video and get some ideas for how to structure your content most effectively. Pastors love this. Last month, the pastor told me that by the end of his 6-week Real Faith Boot Camp, church attendance had increased by 30%, with most of these new people saying that they saw the pastor online. The results have been amazing for a lot of our pastors, so please check it out. You can learn more about the Real Faith Video Boot Camp at realfaith.org. That's REEL, like a movie reel, REEL, realfaith.org. You'll find a link to this website in the show notes. There are 6 specific actions that you can take to cultivate parasocial relationships with your social media followers. If you'd like to hear what they are, check out the last Ministry Insight, where I share some things that research says will strengthen parasocial bonds. Pastor, I deeply appreciate how much you give to your church and to your community. Your work matters. God has positioned you here with intention. You're not at this church by chance. It wasn't an accident. God has you there to use your unique abilities to impact lives. So be strong and courageous. Be bold. Trust that God is working both in you and through you in ways beyond your imagination. I love you guys. I'm cheering for you. I'll see you next time.